Tai Lung. He was born with greatness in his eyes and fire in his heart, a cub raised by Master Shifu and trained to believe that destiny itself had chosen him. Every strike, every block, every breath was proof that he was meant to be the dragon warrior. But destiny can be cruel. When the moment came, the universe told him no. The dragon scroll denied him, and in that moment, everything shattered. The child who wanted to make his master proud became the monster the valley feared. He wasn't born evil, he was broken by rejection. He didn't want to destroy the Jade Palace, he wanted to prove he was worthy of it. Every ounce of rage came from a place of heartbreak. Every roar was the sound of a son who lost his father. Every blow he threw was aimed not at his enemies, but at the lie that he was never enough. Tai Lung wasn't fighting for power. He was fighting against the pain of being forgotten. And maybe, just maybe, if someone had held him instead of striking him down, there would have been no villain to fight at all. Lotso. Once upon a time, Lotso smelled of strawberries and happiness. The warmest bear in a little girl's arms. He was her comfort, her joy, her best friend. But fate had other plans. One trip, one mistake, and he was left behind. Scared, he walked for miles just to get home, only to find the unthinkable: he'd been replaced. Another Lotso, another version of him smiling where he once belonged. That moment destroyed everything good inside him. Love turned into bitterness, care turned into control, and the bear who once wanted to be held became the one holding others captive. At Sunnyside, he built his kingdom not from kindness but from fear. He told himself he was protecting toys, but deep down he was punishing them for what happened to him. Lotso wasn't born cruel, he was a heartbroken toy trying to make sure no one else ever felt what he did. The tragedy of Lotso isn't that he lost his owner, it's that he lost himself trying to fill the emptiness she left behind. MegaMind. From the moment his pod crashed into a prison, MegaMind's fate was sealed. While one baby grew up adored and admired as a hero, he grew up surrounded by bars and laughter at his expense. Every time he tried to do good, the world mocked him. Every effort to belong ended with rejection. So he embraced what the world already decided he was: the villain. But behind the gadgets, the quips, the chaos, there was a lonely soul begging to be seen. He didn't crave destruction, he craved recognition. He wanted someone to see that his mind wasn't a curse, it was a gift. His evil persona was never who he was, it was armor. When you're told you're bad long enough, you start to believe it. But even villains can dream of being heroes. And when he finally found someone who saw the man beneath the blue skin, MegaMind learned the truth. Being good isn't about where you start, it's about what you choose to become. His story isn't about evil triumphing, it's about pain transforming into redemption. Syndrome. Before the cape, before the madness, he was Buddy, a kid with big dreams and an even bigger heart. He worshipped Mr. Incredible, not just as a hero, but as someone who gave his life meaning. He wanted to help, to make a difference, to be seen. But one sentence changed everything. I work alone. Rejection cuts deepest when it comes from someone you love, and for Buddy, that wound never healed. He took that pain and turned it into power, building machines, weapons, an entire empire fueled by betrayal. Syndrome wasn't trying to destroy heroes because he hated them. He wanted to show the world that heroes didn't deserve the pedestal they stood on. That boy's admiration twisted into obsession, and his faith in good shattered into genius-driven vengeance. Every trap he set, every life he risked, was his way of proving that even without powers, he could still be great. But behind every scheme was still that same boy, hurt, forgotten, and desperate to be recognized. He didn't want to be evil, he just wanted to be enough. Tafiti. She was the goddess of life, the mother of creation, her touch birthing islands and oceans alike. Her heart was pure, her soul radiant, until the day it was stolen. In an instant, everything that made her whole was ripped away, and with it went the warmth of the world. Her love turned into rage, her peace into fire, her beauty into ashes. Tefiti became Teka, a creature of fury and flame, not because she wanted destruction, but because she couldn't survive without what defined her. Every eruption, every scream of lava wasn't evil, it was agony. She was crying for what was taken, for the piece of herself she'd never consented to lose. Yet when her heart was finally returned, the monster vanished, revealing what she truly was all along, a being of love buried beneath pain. Taka's tragedy is one of stolen identity, how even gods can fall when their heart is taken. She wasn't a villain. She was a wound that needed healing. Evelyn Deavor. Evelyn Deavor didn't hate heroes. She hated what belief in them cost her. Her father believed that heroes would always come, that if you called for help, they'd answer. But when tragedy struck, no one came. He died clutching a phone, waiting for saviors that never arrived. That night, Evelyn lost more than her father. She lost faith. She turned her grief into purpose, her pain into logic, and built a mission to expose the world's dangerous dependency on hope. She wanted to wake humanity up, to show them that blind faith kills. Every device she created, every lie she spun, came from that wound she carried. She wasn't a monster behind a mask. She was a daughter trying to make sense of a senseless world. Her actions were ruthless, but her reasoning was heartbreakingly human. Evelyn didn't want chaos. She wanted control because the one time she trusted in others, it cost her everything. Her tragedy isn't that she lost faith in heroes, it's that she lost faith in people. Stinky Pete. He was made to be loved but destined to be forgotten. For years, Stinky Pete sat trapped in his box, untouched, unloved, watching other toys leave the shelves to live their dreams while he collected dust. He told himself that one day someone would open the box, see him, and care. But that day never came. Decades passed and hope turned into bitterness. When Woody appeared, full of dreams and friendship, Pete didn't see another toy. He saw everything he'd lost. His cruelty came from loneliness, his manipulation from pain. He didn't want to be played with anymore. He wanted permanence. A museum shelf sounded better than another century in darkness. He convinced himself that love was temporary, but display was eternal. Yet the cruel irony is that in chasing eternal worth, he became worthless inside. Stinky Pete wasn't heartless, he was hollow. A reminder that sometimes the saddest villain isn't the one who's broken toys. It's the one who's never been played with at all. Hopper. To the ants, he was terror itself, a ruthless dictator with wings and fury. But behind those compound eyes was something no one saw: fear. Hopper grew up in a world where the weak got crushed, where survival meant stepping on others before they stepped on you. Power was protection, control was safety, and fear was the only language the world ever taught him. He didn't lead because he wanted domination. He led because he couldn't stand the thought of losing control again. Every order, every threat, every stomp on the ants was an act of desperation, a way to remind himself that he wasn't powerless. His cruelty was armor, his violence a shield against the chaos that once swallowed him whole. When he looked at the ants, he didn't see enemies. He saw what he used to be. Small, helpless, scared. Hopper's tragedy is that he never escaped that fear. He just buried it beneath arrogance. In the end, his downfall wasn't justice. It was karma finally catching up to a soul that had been running from fear its entire life.